Hey, this is Shane Reuter. We're going to tell you about the 4 biggest gym ripoffs and how to avoid them. I got Evan here who works in Martinsville for us, and he's going to give us ripoff number 1.
PartTime Trainers.
PartTime Trainers. So most people have no idea that the average trainer in the average gym is part-time. So many of them have full-time jobs elsewhere, or they do half and half with training and some totally different job. And that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, but you might ask yourself, do you want a part-time doctor who's also doing something else? I don't. Evan, do you?
No.
I want a full-time professional. So make sure that you know whether your trainer's part-time or full-time. So Evan, what's the solution? How do you avoid this ripoff?
You could just ask them what they do for a living, or if this is something that they do part-time.
Exactly. So are they part-time? Are they seasonal? Are they something like that? Are they really going to get you the best results if they are not giving you their full attention, not treating their job as a trainer as a career? What's ripoff number 2, Evan?
Lack of education.
Lack of education. The biggest thing that we see, the biggest ripoff, is lack of continuing education. So a lot of times when people get done with college, they get out, they do their certification, they never really learn anything new after that. So continuing education for health and fitness is so important because it's always changing. We're always finding out new things. And if your trainer, your coach is not staying up to date and spending time and money to learn, they might be using things that are old and potentially even dangerous at some point. So Evan, how do we avoid that ripoff?
You could just ask them what they do for education, or you could ask them what are some new things that they've learned.
Yeah, simple question. Hey, what are you really learning about new right now? If they have to sit there for 5 minutes and think about it, maybe you should talk to somebody else. Or another good question is, how much money do you spend on continuing education, right? Are you going to any seminars? Are you doing any conferences? Are you buying any books? I mean, most people never even read another book again. So that's a good way to avoid that ripoff. What's the third one, Evan?
Low prices and discounts.
All right. Low prices and discounts are often a huge ripoff because of what's going on behind the scenes. But think about this too. Can you be the best and the cheapest? Evan, do you eat McDonald's?
No.
No, he doesn't eat McDonald's. You know why? Because no one here is allowed to eat McDonald's. It's the worst of the worst. It's the cheapest, but it's also the worst food for you. So you can't have good quality food and it be the cheapest food you can get. The same thing for gym memberships. So if you just want to go and walk on a treadmill or something like that, you should just shop around for price because it's basically the same thing everywhere. But if you want to get really great results and make a change, you need to find a place that is not the cheapest. And how do we avoid that ripoff, Evan?
Shane kind of already touched on it, but you could ask, how do you get really good results at such a cheap price?
Yeah.
It already seems kind of like a scam.
It does. It's too good to be true, and oftentimes it is. How are you going to be the cheapest in town and also the best in town? It just doesn't make a lot of common sense. So you need to be asking. You also want to ask people, trainers and gyms, about the true cost of joining their gym or training with them. What are some of the hidden costs? What are annual fees, cancellation fees? What are they really going to end up charging you? What's this really going to cost? And what's the fourth big ripoff, Evan?
Contract magic show.
It's what we call the contract magic show. This is where you go to sign up and they hand you a couple sheets of paper or a contract, and then they say, well, just sign here, and sign here. And they rush you through it and they don't really explain anything. So the magic show is you got this thing in front of you, you sign it, and just like pulling a rabbit out of the hat, they pull all your money out of your bank account without really giving you good service, without really explaining it. So how do we avoid that ripoff, Evan?
I would ask questions and pay a little bit more attention.
Yeah. Slow the process down. Don't let anyone rush you through a contract. That's ridiculous. It's your money, your choice. And just because they're trying to rush you through doesn't mean you have to. You know, they should be going at your pace, not their pace. And you know what? They should be explaining things too. It's a little ridiculous, I think, a lot of times, and downright deceptive. So just as a counter example, everyone here at Strength School is trained on our contracts, what they mean. And when new people sign up, we take them through every single section to the point where it's kind of annoying for some people, but we want to be transparent. We want to make sure people know what's going to happen with their money, what different things are going to be in place. So we really try to take the time to explain that. And if a trainer or a salesperson or someone like that is rushing you through it, they're probably trying to rip you off. I mean, otherwise, why would they rush you through it and not explain it if they didn't have some things in there they didn't want you to know? So pay more attention, like Evan said, slow it down and ask as many questions as you have to ask to make sure that you're not locking yourself into something ridiculous like, a 3-year contract that has a bunch of annual fees and hidden fees and things like that. So take some time and don't obligate yourself to anything you're not comfortable with. Get all the facts. So those are 4 gym ripoffs that are pretty prevalent, and those are some ways to avoid them and to get the most out of your memberships. Thanks.